All right, everybody, welcome back to the final installment in the Megabase tutorial series. This is the final installment where we are going to go through everything that we've set up until now, all the things that I've done off camera, and how we're going to optimize it going forward. I do have one little surprise for you guys that I've been working on off camera, so be sure to pay attention for that one. We'll hit that probably around the middle. First off, we have our power plant. So we've got currently about 3,000 left of what we're producing. So just to run you guys through everything that I've been changing. The only thing I did here was I added a couple plants here and I added one extra auto arm, so we went up to 4 because the auto arm technically was balanced perfectly, but because of where the plants were positioned, sometimes it wouldn't grab right on time, and so it would lag behind a little bit. So I added that extra arm just to get things back up to where they're supposed to be. And yeah, so that's all we got there. On our top floor, we have 11 rows of 3 each, so 33 times 4. So we have, 132 batteries, each with an output of 25U. So that is going to give us a total of a lot of power. Let me do the math real quick. We got times 25 is 3,300. Okay, so we were producing roughly 4,800, I think it was, on a lower level. We're doing 3,300 on the top level, which is going to give us a total of just over 8K. But obviously, we are using a good portion of that power with our base. One thing I do want to do differently in the next iteration is, well, for one, I want to move this as far away as possible, and then I'll use maybe rails or something like that to bring the power in, because it is very loud. So we can just take this out, move it across the planet, and then pipe that power in and call it good. The other thing I want to do is I want to balance this a little better, because in case you haven't seen this already, when you're charging a battery, it can only charge as fast as its output rate. So each of these charges at 25U a second. So what that means is that for each bay that we have, which is going to have a total of 96 generators per bay. So if we have 96 generators, we've got 6 bays, and I think I'm probably going to do a little bit more, but that gives us 576 total generators in this power plant. With that number, that means on average we're running around 4,800. So we'll just go with that, but let's just call it an even 5K. So with 5K, that means we should be able to support 200 batteries with this setup. And the difference in that is we've got 5,000U, and then we add those 200 batteries. That'll obviously give us another 5,000U because we're maximizing so that it's perfectly balanced in the input output. So I would want to add another about 70 batteries for this setup, which would give me quite a bit more power. It's a very efficient way to increase the power. Going into the printer room, we've got our initial setup here. We got our printers, everything's looking pretty good. There are some adjustments that I want to make. The printer room I really like. The recall system is, I would give it about a B+. Sortation system that supports it is not so great. I really messed up with that one with the number of auto arms because it just doesn't scale to the amount of production that we have. So I do want to change that, but something that has been happening recently with this recall system that I want to try to mitigate is that if I, let's go ahead and go for some aluminum. 6 aluminum works for me. Okay, so we ordered 6 of these. And if you look, we got 1, 2, 3 of them. So I'm not sure what is going on with this. It just started having this issue a couple weeks ago, but the way that I want to mitigate this in the next build is I'm going to probably use a storage sensor and toggle it when it's empty, not empty, so that it tracks each resource rather than each arm cycle. And hopefully that will fix that issue. Going into the second floor, we have our train system. The train system, I'm honestly pretty happy with it. There are going to be a lot of changes to make with the new DLC, so we will have to make a lot of adjustments, but I really like this. I think I might do a similar feed system with probably a bigger buffer. We'll kind of go into that a little more at the start of the next series, but I really like this overall. I think that this worked really well. The main flaw with this, though, is just that the sortation system could not handle the flow. So this is where we're putting all our resources to go up to be crafted. We've got this for the off-planet stuff. Now I'm going to take you guys to the special room, which is... there's not really much going on in here, but it is by far my favorite part of the base. So this is the observatory room, or the rocket bay. And this is something that is entirely thematic, but I thought it was really cool. And it was a lot of fun to make. I put the pins here so that the lights will stay on. You could have them turn off every time you launch a rocket, but the main issue with this is just that this counts as being underground, so it wouldn't actually let you land a rocket there. So that was pretty unfortunate to find out. But yeah, we did it anyways because it's cool. And we'll see. I want to do something like this in the next build, but I think I'm going to have to make these tunnels or the tubes significantly wider to accommodate that so that it still counts as being above ground without having this, without having to lose this cool element of it. And then I do have the power here, so we've got 6,200 remaining from all the power that we have, which I think was around 8,100. So this entire plant uses approximately 2,000 U a second. And that's including all of the auto extractors with the trains and everything else like that. All right, now we're going to go up to the final floor, the Chem Floor. And this one, if you guys saw my last video, was a bit of a letdown. Things did not work as well as they should have. The crafting does work. I was able to craft quite a bit of stuff, and I got a decent amount of nanocarbon ready for the DLC, but this is what it is. Once again, it got really clogged up just because of the sortation system lagging behind, because I only have one delayed auto arm to move things along instead of, I probably should have done 2 or 3. I'm really hoping that in this next DLC, they finally do something with auto arm filters. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm going to hit that in the next video. I'm trying not to look at it up until then, but I'm really excited for everything. I've got a lot of plans for what we're going to do with the new base to try to mitigate all of the issues that I had crafting this, and then obviously I will share all of that with you guys so that you don't have to make those same mistakes. That is everything that I've got here. Here's the 360 view. Overall, it was a really fun build. I had a blast doing it. I think it looks really cool, and I 100% would do it again, will do it again, and this time we're going to do it right. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more of this kind of content, make sure you comment, like, subscribe. But I hope you guys have a good day, and as always, stay safe out there. Peace.